And for those who don't know, what the eagle does is the eagle lives for 70 years. At the 40-year mark, the eagle loses the sharpness of its beak, the feathers aren't as good, and its talons are weak. So it has a choice. The choice is to die, keep doing what you're doing, living the way you are, or isolate yourself way up in the mountains, smash your beak against a rock till it breaks, wait till it grows back, then pluck your talons out, and then pluck your feathers out, and then stay in isolation till everything grows back. And then when that process is done, then the eagle can live the next 30 years of its life. And that process in nature is called the rebirth for the eagle.
Hey, what's going on, guys? OJ back here with another video. Today, we are here to break down Tracy Cortez. Hey, what's going on, guys? OJ back here with another video. Happy New Year to everybody watching this video. But today, we're here to break down some of the most devastating news that dropped for the MMA Gooner community. That being Tracy Cortez and Alex Pereira posted on their Instagram stories earlier today that they are going to be a new couple moving forward into 2026. Now, you might be asking, why would I care? After all, I am a strictly MMA channel, but considering that we don't have any UFC fights over the next 3 to 4 weeks, at this point, I might as well be considered a gossip channel, and this is just some interesting-ish news that I get to make a video out of. But yeah, regardless though, I'm not super caring about this, right? All I gotta say to Alex Pereira is like, congratulations to him. Hope it works out. But the reason I'm discussing this today is because of the two people that are affected by this announcement, right? And let's just say not one of them is Tracy Cortez. One of them, of course, is Alex Pereira because he is going out in public claiming that Tracy Cortez and he are dating. But the other guy we're going to talk about, the Mr. Eagle himself, Brian Ortega. So I'm going to break down how this announcement publicly affects both of these guys and overall just give my opinions on like what it means for them moving forward in their careers. First off, though, we got Mr. Eagle, Brian Ortega himself. Let's just say Brian Ortega, he hasn't been looking too hot in his career as of recently, lost a pretty uneventful fight against Aljamain Sterling, got battered by Diego Lopez. His one win against Yair Rodriguez, it's like, because Yair Rodriguez, quite frankly, can be considered a fraud, considering his only win over the last 3 years is against 37-year-old Patricio Pitbull. But overall, though, I am going to say that this will be kind of a positive for Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega, let's just say he's always trying to be acting like the top G, talking about how he left Tracy Cortez and dumped her on the spot when, let's just say, it probably wasn't true. But, anyways, though, Brian Ortega is going to be fighting Renato Moicano this coming March on UFC 326. And I believe that Brian Ortega is one of those cringy guys who will use something like this as external motivation. It's all just a part of his storyline. The Eagle storyline where he rebirths himself from the ashes and stuff. Like that. That's how Brian Ortega will spin this. He will look more refreshed considering he's also moving up a weight class as well. He's not going to be draining himself like the last couple of times he tried to make featherweight before passing out. So ultimately, I believe that Brian Ortega using Tracy Cortez and the fact that he's moving up a weight class to lightweight, and also he's fighting someone who he's already beat in the past in Anato Moicano. I believe all of those things will play a factor into Brian Ortega beating Renato Moicano and looking better than ever in 2026. So I'm very interested to see how Brian Ortega will come out. I don't think Ortega will ever become like a championship level fighter. Like, it was a miracle that he even made a title run at featherweight in the first place. But I do believe that Brian Ortega, considering where he's at in his career, as well as the bombshell that just dropped, I believe that Brian Ortega will put on a statement performance against Renato Moicano on UFC 326. But moving on, though, we got the other guy, Mr. Shama, Alex Pereira. How does this affect Mr. Shama's legacy? Now, me personally, I think that it's very minimal for now, because Alex Pereira right now is on top of the world, considering he lost to Magomed Ankalaev, and then he beat Magomed Ankalaev in the rematch in the first round via knockout. So overall, I do believe that Alex Pereira is at his peak right now, but if he loses his next fight, like let's say to a Carlos Olber, because that's probably going to be the next fight, the narrative is going to start to change, right? Mr. Shama, he's gonna lose all of his aura again because of Tracy Cortez. Alex Pereira is focusing on the baddies again. He's not really focused on training and all that. Like, that's gonna be the narrative if he loses to a guy like Carlos Olberg. We don't know when Alex Pereira is gonna come back though. Right? If anything, Alex Pereira and Tracy Cortez might be done before Pereira is even gonna get announced to fighting Carlos Olber, because Pereira, he has been open to taking more time off. He's getting older. The injuries are healing a lot slower, and Pereira is basically looking for legacy fights at this point. So if Alex Pereira loses his belt to Carlos Olber, and then Pereira just either retires or anything like that, the narrative's gonna be Tracy Cortez ruined his career. So hopefully Pereira can beat Carlos Olberg, you know, then we can spin the narrative as, oh, Pereira's just locked in now that he's got a girlfriend in Tracy Cortez. Who wouldn't want a girlfriend like Tracy Cortez? A lot of people in the MMA community do. And if Pereira can put on a statement performance against Carlos Olberg, like he's done in the past against many other guys, then I believe that Alex Pereira will be looked at as, just a pure aura farmer, and he will be able to fight either Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gahn for the heavyweight belt to possibly become the first three-division champion. Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. Like, literally, we don't have anything to talk about, so at least this covers some news for today. But yeah, what do you guys feel about Alex Pereira and Tracy Cortez? All right, if you're a Poetan fan, do you like it? Do you hate it? If you're a Tracy Cortez fan, how devastated are you? All right, let me know all in the comments down below. But other than that, leave any other video suggestions you have for me in the comments. All right, I would love to hear your ideas because I'm kind of running out of mine. But yeah, other than that though, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.